I'ma keep it a bean. Stick to the script, every scene. This from last year, but they clean. Say to say, I'ma take something else, but it's a winning team. Charlie Sheen, fam gang, the regime. I'm from Piney Green.
What's good, I'm Shellitronnn, but you can call me Coach. Now I'm back at it again with a brand new video, and welcome to your therapy session. We all know why we're here. This is a support group for Panthers fans who've been through way too much. We've been through way too much lately, and I don't know if it's something that you did or you the dude behind you, what he did. Maybe it's something that I did in a past life. I've lived the life I've lived so far pretty perfectly. And if I have made a mistake here or there, I don't know if I deserve this. What we've been getting for the last, what you want to call it, 8 weeks of the NFL regular season, meaning this week and the last 7 weeks of last year. You might even say it goes on for a couple of years now. I don't know what it is, but I do know that I do not like it. Panthers, Rams, season opener. The Rams are the reigning, defending NFC conference champions. They went to the Super Bowl and they scored 3 points. But you can't be too mad about that because for the last 19 years since the Patriots have had Tom Brady, 15 of those years they've had a top 10 defense, and Coach Belichick is a defensive guru. You really can't judge the Rams too bad for losing to the Patriots in a low-scoring game. So we understand what that was, but we also understand that over the last several years, for a long time actually, Super Bowl losers tend to lose the very first week of the regular season. It's a pretty strong trend, and this game could have continued that trend. Now, before I get to talking about what happened in the game, I want to address a few things that I saw in a few different places. Twitter, Instagram, my messages, a lot of places, and I'm sure if I ever logged back on to Facebook, I would see these things there too. This one game does not mean we should fire Ron Rivera. 2, this one game does not mean we need to cut Cam Newton. I saw a lot of people saying Cam Newton needs to be cut. Now, look, if that's the answer you have, then I have one more question for you. And play who? We cut Cam Newton right now. Who we playing? Kyle Allen? Oh, you want Will Greer in the game, huh? Oh, you want Will Greer in the game? Hey, I saw Will Greer doing some really. He did some. He was in the game. I saw him in the game in the preseason. He was in the game. He was wearing the pads and the jersey. He handed the ball off. He threw the ball. Will Greer did throw the ball in the preseason, so he does qualify as a quarterback in the National Football League. No one can take that away from him. But would I ever call him a starting quarterback? Not right now, at least. Would I call him a backup quarterback? Not right now, at least. Would I call Kyle Allen a backup quarterback? He's a pretty good game manager, I ain't gonna lie to you. But the point of the matter is, if you're thinking that Cam needs to be cut, that is not the solution right now. I'll put it out there on Front Street. This was a disappointing game for a lot of reasons. And the most disappointing games aren't the games like the Ravens and the Dolphins, where the Dolphins just got smacked by Lamar Jackson. Now look, you want to find out about a terrible team playing a terrible game, you watch that Dolphins game versus the Ravens, where this man, Lamar Jackson, almost got the passing touchdown record. People were talking about the Browns like they were colorblind, like they were looking at Blueface Baby, like they were the next big thing. They got flooded by the Titans, and there's no way else to put it other than the Titans had their way. So look, having Jared Goff and the Rams defense do to us what they did to us is one thing. But let's not overreact like it was the biggest thing or the hardest thing to watch in this 1 o'clock time slot. Because look, it could have been a whole lot worse, and we did fight. We fought, but it sure wasn't enough. When I think about this game, the 2 biggest words that come to mind are words that I saw on Twitter multiple times. Multiple writers talk about it, and I think everyone has the same thought process in mind. This isn't me like really stealing it from them, because I think we all think the same thing. Missed opportunities. Missed opportunities is the name of the game. We can talk about Joey Slye missing, a 53-yard field goal earlier in the game. Look, you're not going to hit all of your 50-plus yard field goals in your career. That's cool. Joey Slye is still the man. we got to do something about something. Now, the O-line looked good early on. I'm not going to lie to you. There was some really good blocking up front. I said this game's going to be predicated on the O-line being really, really good against this front seven and Cam staying healthy. But I did not think for a second that Cam would still be as inaccurate or that our offense was at a lot of times really back to what it was near the later end of last year, where it was really just pitch and catch between Cam and Christian McCaffrey. Now, there was some really good catches from Curtis Samuel and DJ Moore. And we'll get to DJ Moore's fumble where he got the ball punched out of his hand. This man Littleton had 2 takeaways today. One was bigger than the other, but DJ Moore on his second catch of the game, I think it was, getting the ball punched out of his hands. After last year, the game against the Redskins, and another game, I think before that, where we were talking about fumble issues. Ball security. DJ, please. Look, if he gets one more fumble before week 6, I don't know what it is, bro. This had to have been the biggest thing that they worked on for DJ this offseason. He runs good routes, he's strong, he's fast, he can catch. Really, the only hole in his game is ball security. First game of the season, the man fumbles the bag. This was early on in the game, so it wasn't like the game actually ended right there. But come on, DJ, you gotta hold on to the ball. Getting to Cam looked good. Now look, if you just look at his numbers, Cam by the numbers, 25 for 38, 239 yards, no touchdowns, a pick, but a rating of 72.2. Compare that to Jared Goff, 23 of 39, 186, a touchdown and a pick, rating of 69.0. So, I mean, the two guys both looked kind of not good, honestly. I'm not going to lie to you. Both looked average, maybe slightly above average. Jared Goff got a touchdown pass. But, I mean, the real thing is, even though Cam only missed 13 throws, there was at least 4 or 5 that were clearly and plainly off target. There was one he overthrew to Greg, one he threw, I think, behind Greg. There was a couple other ones where I think one to DJ that was behind him. I know you can't be perfect. We know Cam can't be perfect. But we need to see the easier passes, the layups. You got to make your layups from the layup line. When the defense is giving you these throws, especially on third down, especially on second and medium to get first downs, we have to get these completed. And we saw some really vintage Cam. Cam throws a really bad pick. Jared Goff was a really bad pick as well, but Cam's pick was almost like, it was bad. He was staring down Greg Olsen. You can say that Littleton made a really good play to jump the route, but it looked like Cam was staring at Greg Olsen from the snap. He did not do very much to trick the defense at all in that play. And we had some opportunities, some very strong opportunities to make things happen. But let's talk about a different opportunity here. A different opportunity on a potential fumble recovery where there was a catch, a fumble, and a recovery, but the play call didn't go our way, so we had to actually challenge it. And then the ref comes back with some weird explanation like, okay, there was actually a catch, but it's like not really a fumble. He did fumble it, but I mean, maybe the ball wasn't out before the knee was down. But I mean, honestly though, the ball could have come out, but it wasn't really out, and then wasn't really on the ground. And then what is actually the ground? Let's talk about that for a minute. You know what? We don't have enough time for all that. Rams, you keep the ball. Let's go ahead, get on with the football, and then let's just keep going. I don't know what the ref said. It made no sense to me. It seemed pretty clear to me that it was a catch and a fumble, but I don't get paid the big bucks to make those calls. These old dudes who are also lawyers get paid to do that, and they do get paid. The NFL pays them, and maybe some other people do pay them a little bit as well, but I'm going to start a GoFundMe for next week against the Buccaneers. We might need a little bit of loose change to line these dudes' pockets, so hey, any little bit helps. I think the best way to describe this game from both teams' perspective, from both sides of the ball, with one word: inconsistent. Both teams looked inconsistent, and honestly, at one point I was thinking to myself, neither one of these two teams wants to win. This game's going to be about who wants to lose less. There were times when Jared Goff looked horrible, and when I say horrible, I really do mean this man could not hit the side of a barn when he's standing with his back to it. All you gotta do is this right here. The man would miss by 30 yards. I don't know what it was. Todd Gurley looked horrible early on. Honestly, Todd Gurley looked really bad except for a couple runs. He had one for 25 yards, 14 carries, 97 yards. That does not tell the real story of what Todd Gurley did. This man, Todd Gurley, got outperformed by his backup. Now, I don't know if he was hurt, but Malcolm Brown had 11 carries, 53 yards, but he did have 2 touchdowns. And this right here is why I stress context so much when we talk about stats, because looking at the stats alone, you think to yourself, okay, Todd Gurley had 97 yards, that's almost 100, and maybe his backup just poached a couple of his touchdowns from him. He did most of the work, and then the backup comes in for goal line situations. Who knows? I mean, it could be. That's how football works sometimes. That is not the case at all. Apart from that, though, I keep saying it, and I'm going to keep saying it. Missed opportunities. We block a punt. Christian McCaffrey does it again. Gets a touchdown. Alex Arma, he wanted to fight. Christian wanted to fight late. 2 really big runs. Gets down to the 1. And Alex Arma, he's been watching Cam for a long time. Been behind him for a long time. So he's got his form down right. He gets the ball in a fullback dive and leaps over the O-line. No. He flies over the O-line. Flies over the D-line into the end zone. Doing his best Cam impression. We had a chance. We had a chance. We had a shot. We had an opportunity. Too little, too late. The defense couldn't really hold, and they got a first down. We only had 1 timeout at that point. It was just really bad, especially after Greg Zuerlein shanks a 40-yard field goal. You really think to yourself, okay, this is our chance. We had to be a little bit faster, and we really couldn't get it done. This is tough. It was really tough. A lot of things happened here that should not have happened. A lot of things happened that I think could have been prevented. Some inaccurate throws, some missed opportunities on defense where we just didn't wrap up. Some times where I just thought that we just looked like we didn't really want it. It was so inconsistent. Inconsistency and missed opportunities was the name of the game today. And if that sounds familiar to you, then it really should, because that's been the name of the game for a while now. I don't mean a couple weeks. I mean a couple years. I mean several years. That's been the name of the game for a while. We lost this game 30-27, 3-point game. The line was actually 2. Y'all ain't betting people, so I ain't gonna get all into that. But that's how I feel about it, man. A really bad game on our part. It wasn't a bad game, but we had shots to win and we missed it. We fumbled the bag on this one. That's how I feel about it. What are your thoughts? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And you already know to do that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.